Adam Frankel's in the building. Shortside, how you mean? Big up. Yo, Reggie, listen, I ain't talking about transfers, doc. I'm talking about, like, yo, what you call it when, like, when you die and you get, like, I don't know, turned into something else. What's that called? Like, recreation, when you're resurrected, like, yo, I want to be resurrected as a bird, doc. How you mean, man? Like, real talk. I'm talking about them things, doc. Yo, you'll never, ever, ever believe what I heard today, doc. It was mad. The news that I heard today on the street was crazy, doc. It was crazy. Like, man and mama saying two things about how, like, Happy's in the building. Happy Hammerback is in the building. Rock, rock, rock. Ticka, ticka, ticka. La, la, la. Happy's in the building. Happy Hammerback, she's in the building. Rock, rock, rock. Ticka, ticka, ticka. La, la, la.
Hello and welcome back to Green Street Elites from wherever you are in the world, whatever time zone you're in. Welcome. Just a little bit of housekeeping to do before we crack on. Don't forget to like the stream if you like what you watch and hear, and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification for future content, etc, etc. Okay, so tonight, random shenanigans. Well, what's that? Well, it just means I'm going to just talk crap like I normally do. Is there anybody in the chat? I do believe there is. Let me have a look, see who's in the chat. It's Charlie Boy. Hello, mate. How are you? Glad to see you. If you want to come in, I can put the link in the chat and you can come on and have a chat with me if you want. It's entirely up to you. Let me know in the chat, mate. Anyone else in the chat at the moment? Nobody else commenting yet, so let's crack on. Okay, so what I'm here to talk about really is last night's game against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, where up until the last dying moment of the game, it looked like we were going to win 3-0. As it turns out, we won 3-1 with an absolutely stunning goal from Odegaard, I have to say. But none more stunning than the second goal of ours by Mohamed Kudus. What a finish. What a brilliant takedown. What great positioning. Lovely first touch, little back heel touch, beautifully done. And left foot nutmeg the defender around the outside of the keeper and nestled into the corner of the net. Absolutely beautiful finish. Really, really calm, collective piece of football. Now, he's fast becoming a fan favourite. We all know that. When you see the kind of statement that he put out last night, it's very difficult to believe that David Moyes can omit him from the starting lineup in the future, in the very near future. And I'm talking about the Brentford game at the weekend. I think that he needs to be considered for a start on that right-hand side, like he was last night. He should be the first man on the team sheet for me. Him, Paquetá in the middle, and I think Ben Rama played beautifully out on the left last night. One or two small mistakes, but let's be honest, he needed game time. He got it last night. Once he starts getting into the flow of it, we're going to see less mistakes, more dynamicism. We're going to see a much better Ben Rama playing with that formation we played last night, with that team that we played last night. And I think that Ben Rama, Paquetá, Kudus and Bowen up top worked really well. They were all interchanging, they were all swapping positions, supporting each other, looking out for each other. Some beautiful little round the corner passes from Paquetá last night. The first one in the first half was a little strong, a little too far for Jarrod Bowen, but, you know, he learned from that, and then the next time he did exactly the same move. Jarrod Bowen got a shot on target, saved by flappy hands Ramsdale last night, and he was very, very flappy hands. So, you know, I think really and truly, I actually believe, in my heart of hearts, I actually believe that Arsenal were lucky to get away with a 3-1 loss last night. It could have been far worse for them. Now, I've seen a lot of the AFTV and a few of the other Arsenal fan channel, all the guys that are, they do their bit, and they were doing their watch-alongs. Hilarious stuff. They're calling for Arteta out and everything. It's absolutely hilarious. Now, I've got a little treat for you guys. A lovely little treat for you tonight. Here he is, look.
Stop it.
Hello, mate. How are you?
All about seeing your wonderfully beautiful face.
Oh, very kind of you to say, sir.
How
I
are
wouldn't
you?
agree
Well?
with you. I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm still on the, shall we say, on the come down from
From
yesterday.
last night.
To be honest with you, I mean, it was a bit special, mate. When it was you there? Did you go?
I didn't know, mate. I couldn't go. My health hasn't been great, I've got to be honest with you. And I didn't really want to go to London Stadium last night and end up having a bloody heart attack or something because of the excitement, or the disappointment or whatever it was that was going to come.
I mean, 100 and 126. You got to start looking after your health a little bit, haven't you?
You're nothing but a fight. You're nothing but a. You're honestly, I love you to bits, but you are a bastard.
Hey, listen, some of that plays Kieran this evening. It can't be helped, can it? You know what I mean?
Nah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Right, let's just say hello to a few of the people that are in the chat. Anyway, Charlie Boy's there. Hello, Charlie. How are you, sir? I did say hello earlier, but there weren't many others in. Happy Amaret. And, of course, Miss Amaret as well. Hey, hey, hey.
Surrounded by beautiful people.
Oh, always surrounded by beautiful people.
Your harem,
especially,
Budgie.
eh?
Your harem.
Don't say that too loud. Miss Amaret's husband might be listening.
Steve B, my man, hope you're well.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. And what's that? Crocs has got a cheek. Spring chicken over there. Well,
She doesn't want me to start, Budge.
No. Short stack and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I know.
I won't even go in there.
I didn't even say that out loud. I didn't.
Was it K? Begins with a K, does it?
Oh, yeah. Something like that.
Play nice.
Anyway, let's get back to the football from last night. I mean, I don't usually do pre-show, post-show stuff, pre-game, post-game stuff. Don't normally do it. But last night, it excited me so much seeing that lineup, the personnel he had up front. He fucking meant it last night, actually, Duke, I think. He really went out there with intent to win. And that's exactly what he got. He got a stunning, stellar performance from the boys. And also from the boys and girls in the stands as well, I believe.
Well, I try to do previews with the boys over on mine every time. We've been a bit lax, real life's got in the way, health of people and whatnot. So it's been a bit difficult to try and get some live shows done, right? So
yeah.
Even pre-records, it's been a bit of a nightmare. We sat down, myself and Steve, over on mine. We sat down and we spoke about what happened on Sunday with Everton. I mean, I was there for that game, and Christ Almighty, I've never been so bored at a football match in my life. Like, I know they say that. Night, sweetheart. I know they say that the players respond off of the fans, and Sunday, there was just nothing to get excited about much. So when I did my preview for the game on Tuesday, I sat down with the boys on Tuesday and we I turned around. I don't care about the lineup, Budge, to be honest with you. He could pick, he could have Fornals in there, he could play Ogbonna, he could play the kids and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me, his lineup. Don't get me wrong, I want to see certain players, but if he goes with another way, that's entirely up to him. My concern is it's the tactical setup, right? It's the tactical setup. If he goes in, I won't say negatively. What I'll say is if he goes
conservatively,
well, even defensively, Budge. If he wants, I did a preview for the Brentford game, which is going out on Saturday morning. I recorded it with Andy a little bit earlier.
Yeah, after your live show.
After the live, it was directly after. Yeah, you were there under 27 different profiles, apparently. And I
got to get your likes somewhere, son.
I tell you, mate, I know, it's amazing. We set up in a zonal sense when it comes to the other teams playing out from the back, right?
Yeah.
So our zones, if you want to go with boxes, however you want to pick it out. But our zones begin probably 10 yards inside the opposition's half. And we are quite happy to let them play 400 passes amongst their back four unless a player steps into our zone with a ball. If a player steps into our zone with a ball, we then go to the player with the ball. We don't close down, right?
Do you know what? Actually, I was about to say to you, last night I felt we were closing down a lot more than we had been.
The whole thing changed yesterday. Now, there's some rumours.
Ben Rama and Kudos in particular.
Mate, I'll tell you what. So, Benny, Kudos, Bowen, Paqueta, our front four, didn't stop.
No.
Did not stop. Now, Benny wasn't at his creative best. He slowed down some crosses by coming back onto his right foot. I can forgive all of that because what I saw from him last night was a shift. There was a point where he lost the ball down by the Arsenal corner flag. Reece Nelson, I believe, won the ball, and Reece Nelson ran 80-plus yards down their right wing, our left, right?
Yeah.
Ben Rama chased him from their corner flag all the way back to probably 10 yards, 15 yards.
Yard for yard, he matched him.
Won the ball back, and then we broke again.
Yeah.
Now, he had me out of my seat last night, cheering, clapping, going absolutely batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Just for that one moment. He put in a shift yesterday. What I noticed yesterday is we didn't wait for players to come into our zones. What we did was so Benny went and stood on Ben White's toes. Kudus went and stood on Zinchenko's toes. Bowen and Paqueta went and stood on the two centre-backs.
Do you know what? I think Kudos tied up Zinchenko's bootlaces together last night.
Mate,
he definitely had him in his pocket all night.
But you know what? One thing, again, Andy Miles mentioned it. Because Kudus and Benny stayed so wide last night, Zinchenko and Ben White couldn't tuck in. And because they couldn't tuck in, Bowen and Paqueta ran them riot in the middle of the pitch. I mean, it was just amazing to see. We pressed. And what happened was, because Kudus took Zinchenko and Benny took Ben White and Gabriel and I think it was Kirill, whatever his name is, they were taken by Paqueta and Bowen. All Ramsdale could do was launch the ball forward.
Yeah.
And because he launched the ball forward, Souček won the headers 9 times out of 10. Balls dropped, Alvarez cleaned up, and the first thing he did was look up and look for Kudus, Bowen, and Benny going forward. Like, they'd obviously dropped because the clearance.
That cross-field ball for Kudus's goal. Oh, my God.
Mate, that's overshadowed by the touch from Kudus, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that cross-field ball was just sublime. Beautiful.
He's been doing it all season, Budge.
I know. I just want to quickly go to this comment from Happy about, he's been watching AFTV. They are actually saying that it isn't a cup, that they wanted to win anyway. Apparently they've got bigger fish to fry. Retards. Well, funny you should say that, because I did mention that a little while ago. And I watched Gonzo's little show earlier, and he was talking about the very same thing, and he said if they didn't care, they wouldn't be so public in the condemnation of that cup. They wouldn't be coming out on all types of social media to say, we didn't want to win it anyway. Like one of the guys, and I can't remember his name now, young black guy wearing an Arsenal shirt last night, obviously. He was doing a watch along, and he's one of the guys on the reaction video that
Troops. He was the one who was going after the goal. He was literally, for fuck's sake, literally over and over again. I think
no, it was the younger, slimmer guy. He was going, all these people saying it's not a cup we want to win, you fucking idiots, and that sort of thing. He was actually coating off his own section of fans because of those kinds of comments, And it's laughable. One or two of them were actually calling for Arteta's head last night. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah,
come on, Duke.
I saw that chap on social media today. He was the one that said that him and Moyes had got the job at the same time. Moyes has won more trophies, etc. And it's laughable, Budge. But
it is.
It's the big time mentality, right?
Yeah. But then saying that, just briefly, Joke, I actually looked at a Man United thing earlier, and the guy that was chatting, I didn't really watch an awful lot of it, but during the time I was watching, he said, and to be fair, he said the David Moyes we had in 2016, was it?
I believe you might be right. Yeah.
No, it's 2013. Was it 10 years ago?
Old.
Yeah. He said the David Moyes that we had then was under-experienced compared to what he is now, etc., etc. He said if we had David Moyes now, we'd be challenging for European titles, etc., etc., etc. Now, I actually quite admired the guy for coming out and saying that, and he was actually heaping a lot of praise on David Moyes and the way he's got our team working and playing together. He said it's actually decent, West Ham style football. And I thought it's not quite what we think as West Ham style football, but I can understand an outsider looking at it going, well, that was pretty football last night. So that is more the kind of football we want to see, but that's not what we see on a weekly basis, But the guy was full of praise, and I have to tip my hat to him. He was really quite quite complimentary. Good evening, Helen. Thank you for joining us, sweetheart. Lovely to see you. Everybody's chatty. They're in their little feelings.
They are, though, aren't they? I mean, listen, Arsenal fans have this delusion, right? They hadn't competed in Europe for, certainly not in
6
Champions
years
League for however long. They
6 years, isn't it now?
Yep, they come second last year, and all of a sudden they're this big-time Charlie club again.
Yeah.
it's like Man U fans. You say about that one, but for every one like that, Budge,
there's 20,000 others.
Idiots, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Of course there is.
And,
Of course there is.
I can listen. I can have a conversation with football fans, and I do regularly in my pub. I have a conversation with football fans in my pub, and there are a few that we can have a good conversation. We can sit there, we can have a chat, and it's amicable. If we have different opinions, we agree to disagree. It's just the way it works.
Yeah.
But then you have some, and I'll be honest, they're Liverpool fans. 9 times out of 10, there's definitely one. Hopefully she's watching. I can't have a conversation. I can't even engage with her. I can't engage with her for the simple fact is that it's delusion. You know.
Yeah.
I can have banter with football fans.
Yeah.
I call Darwin Nunez a shit Andy Carroll, right? And when he plays against us, I will sit there and I will shit Andy Carroll. He's just right. And then 30 seconds later, the prick will score. There's a guarantee, right? He's our new Lukaku.
Yeah.
And all it will be is that's because we're the best club in the world. Darling, shut up. You know, I'm dreading the 18th of December because I know that they're going to come here en masse and I'm going to have to piss them off somewhere else. But no, I mean, I see. Listen, if we could see what we saw last night, every game, don't get me wrong, it wasn't perfect. You know, you look at, I know people are going to dig me out a little bit because stats don't mean anything. But when you've got a team that you're playing against has 870 plus passes, of which they complete 86% compared to your 279 passes, of which you complete 72%. I don't want to see that kind of football every week.
No,
but they're not the stats that matter, Budge, in the end of the day.
Yeah.
We were 1-0 up without having a touch in their area or a shot at goal. We were still 1-0 up.
Yeah.
You know, so if we can play Brighton, win 3-1, Arsenal, win 3-1. If we play that and we have 20% possession and score 3 goals, I'm not one to sit here and go, I don't want to see that. Because, of course,
I mean, you mentioned Brighton and Arsenal there, and you've also forgotten to mention the £1 billion team.
Well, yeah.
Who we also beat 3-1.
I think that actually takes the biscuit as, for me, out of the 3, that's the one that I enjoy most because it was backs to the walls. It was 10 men. For me, that's the better result. I know others will look at...
Yeah, well, personally, mine's the Brighton result because I was there. We weren't expecting a win. We hadn't had one in 12 games or 13 games. You know, so for me, that would be my pick of the bunch so far this season, up until last night, of course. And I'm really gutted that I wasn't there. I had the offer of a ticket. A good friend of ours, you know, from another channel offered me a ticket. But I didn't go because of my health. I am gutted, but at the end of the day, I am just happy for the result. I really am, you know. And to be fair with you, Duke, you know, it's a result I really wasn't expecting. I was dreading that game last night.
Of course, listen, anyone that was hand on heart before the game, I put on a bet, as I do every time. And I did a builder bet this time, and I had West Ham to win the tie, be that on penalties, be it on 90 minutes. I had Kudus to score or assist. I had Bowen to score or assist, and I had both teams to score.
So your bet came in?
It came in the last minute of the game with literally the last kick, thanks to Odegaard.
With a very good goal, let's say.
It was only 10-1. It was only 50 notes that I picked up, 50 that I picked. Hand on heart, I didn't expect that to come in. Like, no. It came in because they scored. I didn't expect it not to come in because we won. Do you see what I mean? It's
yeah. There's many things that could have got in the way of that bet coming in.
Yeah,
you know, one of many. But oh yeah, fair play to you, mate. I mean, good stuff. Nice little bullseye in your back pocket. Love that.
Love that. Gives me money for Saturday to have a bet now.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you see in the chat earlier, Budge?
Who's that?
I'm off of the other channel. I got a nice little Brucey bonus off of them today as well.
Yes, I did. Yes, congratulations. Did you actually watch the draw?
I didn't. I was working. I was actually working.
Well, the truth of the matter is, your name came up twice.
Really?
Yeah, it did. You won the football, the first prize out of the hat, which was like the star prize.
Yeah.
And then your name came out for the signed picture. The
my hero.
What's his name?
Julian.
Julian Dix. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got a couple of them.
And he said, look, Duke, I'm sorry, mate, you've already got the ball, you're not having this as well. So he spun it again, which is a fair comment, isn't it? You know what I mean? You got your ball coming to your son, though, and signed by the European champions.
Buzzing. I mean, it'll go with the rest of my collection that I'm sat amongst at the minute. I'm going to have to find a shelf to put it on. But just, look, she just, God damn it, she's just jealous.
Hold on.
I know I was buzzing with that. I mean, it's not often that I come away with anything out of a raffle. I mean, I spend bloody fortunes when I go to the E13 events on raffle tickets and shit and never win nothing. So, it is what it is, isn't it? Well, I bet he had a good result there.
Yeah. She's saying, do we think that was our best performance of the season so far? It was our most exciting.
Yeah,
I have to say that.
Yeah,
it was probably our prettiest performance, and probably the most had the most intent from minute one. I mean, there was intent in every one of them boys' eyes.
It was the most enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, probably not our best performance. I think our best performance, as I said, came at Brighton. I really do believe that. And I mean, I was there to see it all. I watched every single second of the game, and because it was my first away game in 40-something years, I really, really soaked it in,
Yeah. Makes sense.
But, having watched the replay of it, etc., on TV, I still thought it was a great performance. I mean, we played Brighton off the park. That is not a fucking easy thing to do.
Especially down there. I mean, again, you look at the stats, and yes, they did have a hell of a lot more possession and shots and blah blah. And that's why I think I put.
But that's our game, though, isn't it, Duke?
It is, and that's it. I mean, that's why I put the Chelsea game down to 10 men, proper backs to the wall kind of performance, and I think that's why. I think that's why I enjoy it more. That one is the 10 men, etc. So,
yeah, I get that. I do understand that. And, to be fair, both my brothers and my son and everyone around me are all fucking Chelsea. So I kind of can gloat on that one a little bit. But, like I said, it's a matter of personal opinion, isn't it? And, that's just it. Crocs has got a ball. Yeah, he's got a signed ball from all of the players that were at the Conference League final.
Sadly, it's going to have one name on there. I might have to rub off with my finger.
Oh, no, mate, listen. That one name alone. I mean, think of all the silverware he's gone to go and win.
Allegedly. The only thing I want him to win will be a World Cup winners medal. That's all I want him to win.
Well, that's about it. Yeah, all the more satisfying because of.
And that'll be for Ireland.
Yeah, yeah. You didn't even blink in 90 minutes, Budge. No, I didn't. I didn't blink at all, mate. I swear to God. Honestly, I soaked up the whole thing. I bumped into a couple of people I knew down there. Obviously, a few West Ham fans that I knew, but I bumped into a Brighton fan that I know, and another guy I know who happens to just work for a local newspaper. He was down there reporting on the game.
That's nice.
So, yeah, but that was nice. I just got to show you this, look.
Oh, is that the positive potato, isn't it?
Yeah. Got sent this, I did. And you know what? Since this has arrived, everything's been going well.
Oh, well.
Last night's win. I mean, it's only arrived 2 days ago. So, yeah, I'm very happy with... Oh, Green Street Elites, Emma, Green Street Elites, Emma Peel.
God's sake, man.
Love it. Right, so what we got here? With no packs on Saturday, would you put Antonio left wing or play Benny? I would leave the team as it was last night. I wouldn't put Antonio on the pitch at all until 75 minutes. In my opinion,
though, Bud, you've got no Pac-Man, you've got no Alvarez.
But that's all right. That's easily solved. You got JWP
for Alvarez.
Yeah. And you've got what's his face? Hang on, who's it I'm thinking of? Wow. Fornals. I would put Fornals there. That's me. A lot of people may disagree with that.
No, I said this in my review that's going to go out. I said exactly that. You could put JWP, but I'd actually put JWP further forward, and I'd ask Fornals. I'd ask Fornals to work a lot. Listen, all right, let me.
Fornals is naturally a central attacking midfielder.
But he's had it worked out of him. He's had it worked out of him.
But you don't forget how to ride a bike, Duke.
No, I'm not disagreeing now. What I will say is I'd actually go 4-1-4-1. If you're going to do that, go 4-1-4-1. And I'd actually ask Souček to be the CDM. I'd actually ask Souček because he can break up play. He can.
Yeah, he can.
He can pass long distance for Toffee, but then give it to Alvarez.
He ain't got
again.
JWP.
Yeah. So go 4-1-4-1. Benny on the left, Caduce on the right, JWP, and brain's gone dead. Fornals further forward with Bowen up top, and then obviously what we said behind him. That was sore. That looked like that hurt, I'm going to say. For you frozen on
God.
me.
Yeah, everything froze. My whole thing froze.
Don't do that. And certainly don't leave and just leave me on the show on my own for like 3 hours.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. My name's not Peach. My name is not Peach, mate. Did you guys see that Bowen put an Instagram post up, stitches showing, saying thanks to the fans? That doesn't surprise me. I haven't seen it, but it doesn't surprise me.
It looked painful. It did look painful.
Yeah, and he didn't draw attention to it in his post-match interview or anything like that. He just
cracked on.
He wore it like a fucking soldier.
Yeah, good lad.
Play. Hammerette saying JWP isn't a centre defensive midfielder. Him and Souček are going to struggle. I wouldn't play JWP as a defensive midfielder. I would tell him to be a box-to-box man.
Yeah.
That's how I would play JWP. Get him on the edge of the opponent's box. Anything can happen. Anything.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we're still waiting for the free kick, aren't we? We're still like waiting for that moment.
Yeah, when that moment comes, we'll all be cheering that. Don't you?
I think he's under so much pressure to do it as well. Not just because it's for us, but it levels Beckham, doesn't it? If my memory is correct.
Yeah,
Beckham's set piece goal tally. So
yeah,
he's obviously putting a bit of pressure on himself there as well. To be fair.
Yeah, and he's only actually had one free kick within his range since he's been with us, and that was against Olympiacos, wasn't it? When he put it wide.
TSV. Yeah.
And he put it wide, you know.
No, he put it into the wall. I think he's had. Oh,
so he's had two then. He's had two.
He's had a couple.
It was either Olympiacos or Everton, and he put it wide.
Everton was the wide one. And TSV was the one that hit the wall.
Hit the wall, yeah.
And that was like 4 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Lee Vasallo's in the room. Good afternoon. No, sorry, it's good evening, Lee. Hope you're well, mate. Nice to hook up with you on Facebook as well, by the way, mate. He says Antonio needs to put in the shifts now. We know others can do a job, i.e. better work rate. Yeah, exactly, mate. 100% correct. Bowen up top, Kudos number 10, Antonio left wing, midfield of Tatty, Kera and JWP, backline of Mavs, Agad, Sufal, Emerson and Ari between the sticks. Bowen up top, Kudos number 10, Antonio left wing. Who's out on the right wing then? Hang on, I've got to count how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, there is 11. Oh, okay. Bowen up top, Kudos. Out on the right. Yes, sorry, Kudos. No, you put Kudos as number 10. So, what you're talking about doing a 4-3-3? I'm not sure he'd do that. Kera can play midfield, try it. I have done actually on FIFA 23 and he's pretty good. Where did he go? He's disappeared on me. Okay, I think he's probably resetting his Wi-Fi. The pace we'd have at the back would be immense, much needed against those guys. Yeah, indeed. And Fans was the 13th man yesterday. Absolutely. And I effing loved it. All of them singing and chanting, HH, did you lose your voice? And she says she sounds like a teen whose balls have dropped. Oh dear. Always nice, Clive, and to put a face a name too. Duke has already met with myself. Hope you will. Well, I would ask him how he is, but he's fucked off again. He says to me, don't go disappearing off and leave me on the stream. So he goes and does it. Funny old game. He won't do it, but we'll surprise them and us. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would. I'm actually, do you know what? I really do think that he would do a job there as it happens. Right, Happy. He's on my Facebook, so you can link up with him through that. I'm not going to guarantee he'll accept you, but, you know, what can I say? Yeah, Crocs has run off. Yeah, he's disappeared on me. Right, so let me get on with some of the stuff I was going to chat about anyway. Until he comes back, if he comes back. So here he is, look. Right on cue. Right on cue. Hello, mate. Resetting the Wi-Fi.
Bloody computer, mate. The Google Chrome just completely froze, and I think
no!
About 3 or 4 minutes. Well, I was just like, nothing's happening. I can't see nothing. And then close it and reopen.
Reopen it up, yeah. Yeah. So I was actually going to talk a little bit about 2 or 3 players that played last night that I thought were exceptional. Mohamed Kudus being obviously one of them.
Definitely.
Lucas Paqueta being another. But surprisingly for a lot of people, but not if you know me well, I also want to talk about Emerson. I think Emerson has become undroppable. And I said earlier on in one of the chats, I'm not sure which one, that I think Emerson is becoming like, well, not only is he undroppable, but he's also becoming one of the best left backs we've had in a few years. And I rate him more highly than Creswell, in fact, and I love Creswell. But I think Emerson has become stunning player since he came to us. He didn't get used a lot at Chelsea. He moved on loan, done all right on loan, came back to Chelsea, didn't do bugger all at Chelsea. They didn't use him. And we go and stick in a bid for him. And look where he is now, being spoken about with the highest of terms.
I was worried.
I've lost you.
Oi.
Hello, mate. Oh, hang on. My earphones are fucking about. Right, bear with me for a minute, chaps. I'm going to put my speakers on.
He's off. We're stuck here, Duke, for the next 2 hours, mate. He's gone.
That's it. How you doing, my man? You well?
Yeah, good, bro. I gutted that. I couldn't actually see the whole game because, every competition here is on a different stream thing that you've got to sign up for. So I've got the European games covered. I've got all the Premier League games, but I can't watch the League Cup or the FA Cup without signing up to something else. Yeah. So I've got to see the highlights.
Is that going to be my speaker? Hang on.
Hang on, are you getting feedback? Because that could be me.
So it's you, isn't it, Budge?
I think it's you, Budge, yeah.
Yeah, hang on, let me turn this.
Yeah, so obviously the highlights don't show the pressing and all that sort of stuff that we were doing, which was so it sounds like a breath of fresh air, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was something else, mate. I've got to say, there were points, don't get me wrong, where I was watching the game downstairs with a group of fans with me, and it was enjoyable. But I was saying that we need to press more. That was my concern. But I get when it ain't your game, you find it difficult to do it for 90 minutes.
No, it sounds good. It sounds good because this is what we don't do. Now, Moyes Ball, he prefers to have them 4 guys that are pressing on the halfway line rather than up there in case they get skipped past them and then we're under pressure. It's not Moyes Ball at all. And you see Big Ange doing it at Tottenham there. They do the press really well. That there's triggers when it goes to the right back. The left winger comes closing them down, or Son will come and push him into a corner, and it works. I see him score a couple of goals from it the other day, where they took it off. I think it was Brighton, and scored 2 goals from it. It's good if you're good enough to put them into corners and not let them skip past you. So yeah, and then it's exciting. Liverpool do it. They hunt people down at times. They hunt them down to get that ball back off. So, yeah, it's a hard game for the top 4, though. It's a lot more work for them. But, yeah, it is enjoyable to watch and surprising. It makes you wonder whether it was that Moyes' tactics, because it's very unusual.
Yeah. Joke, you can unmute yourself now, mate. I'm on earphones.
No, so I was trying to see if it was me. That was all. I didn't want to.
Oh, right, okay.
No,
yes. Go on, mate. Yeah, go on.
No, all I was going to say was just agreeing with what Kieran said. I mean, the pressing, it goes back to what I was saying before, Budge, about, we kind of have areas, bloody woman, we have areas where we like to defend. And if the player doesn't come into that kind of zone, we don't go and press. Last night was a whole different ball game. Like you said, Kieran, you watch Tottenham, and as much as it pains me to say, they look bloody good. They look bloody good, and I hate it, but it's what it is. They press so high up, and we did it last night at points. If you watch, Zinchenko got the ball, and Kudus was there. Bowen was in the middle, marking one of the two centre backs. Paqueta was alongside him, and Benny was up on the toes of Ben White. So the only thing that they could do is launch it, and then we won the ball. Souček wins the header. Alvarez brings the ball down. Nice little layoff, and we start again. So, I was happy with that. And we came out in the second half, normally like we're, on Valium or something. We certainly didn't last night. We came out.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. What I see.
Came out like they'd done a gram of speed or something.
Especially this season. We've been so bad, the starts of all the second half this season. It's completely the opposite. It's great to see. It really is. And but it's a shame that, the next game he can't continue that because of the loss of Alvarez and Paqueta. It's a shame because I think he can't. I think he'll have to go back to Moyes ball because of that. And he'll have to set up defensively. It is a shame. But I do agree, Happy H. I'm thinking of Kera in front of the back four. I mean, I know it's a little bit risky, but I got a funny feeling he might be a good CDM there. But
I said that about Diop, and look what happened now.
Yeah, we got rid of him and sent him to Fulham, thank God.
Yeah. It is
how's my microphone sounding now, by the way, everybody?
Better now.
Oh, it is, yeah? Okay, cool. Because, as you can see, I'm getting...
But we'll worry about that at the weekend. I was so delighted with that result. I stayed up and then watched the draw, and I was fucking fuming. I was throwing things about kicking it. All that joy just got wiped away from me, hour and a half later. I'm going, you fucking wankers. Can't believe we didn't even get drawn out the fucking hat, did we? We're the last ball in, so we knew.
That was the problem for me. And, others have discussed it, that it took so long to set up. It feels like it was rigged.
Oh, no, doesn't it? It does. I know it's not. It's probably not, but it feels that way. Come on, man. There was only one, honestly, I said it before it started. So there's only one fixture I don't want, and it's Liverpool away. I'll take anything else. A home to anyone,
said the same thing,
even
mate.
home to Liverpool, but not that one. Just not that one.
Yeah.
Was that 7-1 chance? Oh, fuck yeah. It's that one. Oh, wait. Yeah.
It's 14-1 chance, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, gutted. Whatever it is.
15-1 because there's 7 other teams.
Oh, it's probably a lot more, but
so it's a 15-1 chance.
Drawn away.
Yeah, it's a 15-1 chance, I think.
Well done, what's that?
Something like that.
Yes. It took the fun away of the wins for me.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Yeah, I felt very, I don't know, deflated, if you will. I kind of was buzzing, and then...
like kicking the nuts. I went, what? You know what I mean? Port Vale there, Middlesbrough. Oh, no. Everton. Give us a chance. Any of them. But anyone at home I would have taken, but couldn't even get that. I went but yeah. I mean, we won there once in 50 years. Anyway.
We hadn't beaten Brighton in however long, and we did that at the start of the season. So,
listen, we got to look at that way, I suppose.
If we play like last night, right, I'll say this. If we do what we did last night against Liverpool, you could be looking at 8 or 9 goals in the game because they do the same thing.
They do.
So it'll be constant breakaways. It'll be constant counter-attacks. If we can take our chances, you could be looking at 4-all, 5-all, 5-4. It could be an amazing game. And the week before,
the only good news I did hear, Duke, was apparently, now I haven't had this confirmed, but Liverpool are playing Man City the weekend before and Arsenal the weekend after. Is that true?
That's right. Yeah,
that could help. That could help.
The weekend after.
Yeah, we could be lucky and get their second team, which
but even then, again,
which could win a Premier League.
Yeah, they're still a good side. Probably that Kelleher will be in goal. He's a great keeper. I'd actually love to sign him as as backup to Areola for next season. I think about 20 million could get that job done as well. But listen, as deflating as it was to get him, Kieran, I'm also of the mindset of we can get the result there if we go there with the right mindset.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You've got to go there with a plan and try and beat them. Simple as that. I've just over the years, Duke, you know, I've been to Anfield a few times. Like the League Cup final in '81, I was at Wembley. And we always end up on the losing side against the Bastards. You know, it don't matter how well we play, they win. We should have won that final, really. Got cheated out of that.
Yeah.
But, I just got bad memories. Bad memories of Liverpool.
Now, listen. Yeah. We keep playing like we played last night, even in the league. We can get up that league. Confidence will be high. You know, we went into last night and confidence would have been low. We weren't in a great place. You know, 3 defeats on the bounce, and they were shit defeats, awful performances. You know, I think every single one of us expected to have four defeats on the bounce going into Saturday. Could have been 5 defeats after Saturday. So the fact that this puts us back on a winning platform. Yeah.
That's important.
Buzzing now, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll be quite happy to. I'm quite happy to go to Liverpool and go. You know what? Fuck it, we've got nothing to lose now.
Yeah, I know. I think you're right. In the context of this little run we've had, that was a massively important win for West Ham and especially David Moyes to stop that rot. You know, I mean, and it weren't so much losing them games; it's the manner of all the performances. They were all terrible. Every game we were terrible, and to turn it round to a real good performance as well as the result was crucial.
And it was a pretty performance, wasn't it, Kieran?
Yeah, that's what you want, man. That's what you want. Yeah. A bit of excitement. We want to enjoy these games, you know, as well
Charlie
as
Walsh is in the house. Hello, Charlie. Sorry, just wanted
Charlie boy.
Yes. So, well, I mean, I think that with the team that was put out last night, okay, we can't use that on Saturday, but with the team that we put out last night, I think most teams in the league would not relish playing against us with that team that went out last night. After last night's performance, I reckon the likes of City and United and even Arsenal are going, we can't take these boys lightly. You know, what we did to Arsenal last night, what we did to them last night was tore them a new one. From minute one.
We're going against the side too, Brentford. I've been watching them a bit lately. Man, they're playing well. That Mbeumo up front, you say, Bud, you know him.
Yeah, and I want him. I want him at West Ham.
Yeah, I'd have him at West Ham. I think he's playing out of his skin.
Perfect replacement for Antonio. Perfect replacement.
Yeah, but if you're playing in a more style system, he's the perfect replacement. If we're not so much. But I still like him. He's a brutal centre forward, and he can finish. So I do like the boy. But they're playing well, Brentford, you know, and they're doing well without Tony. So it's a tough game. It's going to really be a tough game.
Yeah.
But I think I'd still keep Mavropanos in instead of Zuma. I think I would.
That's a funny thing that you should say that, because I was watching up on quite a lot of streams over the course of today. I had an early finish at work, so I caught up on a lot of the last 24 hours worth of YouTube content, and that's quite a unanimous outlook, that most people are saying that Mavropanos last night showed all the qualities and everything that we want from a central defender, and like Duke alluded to earlier, almost captaincy material. It's a little bit early to hand him the armband right now, I know, but But with
Yeah,
that
I've got
kind of
nothing against
performance
Zuma.
that he had
Like,
last night,
when we're doing our big defensive thing, Zuma's great for blocking balls, heading everything out, and doing all that. But as a
yeah,
pairing, him and Aguirre don't work. They're poor together. So, one of them has to break. And at this moment, after seeing the evidence of that game, you'd go with leaving Aguirre in there and getting rid of Zuma for now. That's
yeah.
all.
I mean, to be fair, like I said, you know, without meaning to sound cold towards any other player, I think that starting 11 last night, maybe with the exception of Areola for Fabianski, I prefer Areola. Some prefer Fabianski. I can understand both sides of the argument, as it were. But with the exception of Areola, the outfield players last night, to me, that should be what we should be aiming for as our starting 11. For me, I think they were exceptional, down to a man. Nobody, and I mean nobody, went missing last night. Nobody, not for a minute. And like Duke was saying earlier on, there was a time when Bowen had made, not Bowen, Ben Rama had made a couple of easy mistakes to make. He tracked down into the corner, and then he had nowhere to go. He had no outlet. Nobody was there for him. The ball was taken from him, and he kept up with which player was it, Duke?
It was Reece Nelson.
Reece Nelson. He kept up with him yard for yard, right the way back down the pitch, and got the ball back. And that showed intent for me. Last night, Ben Rama really put himself in the frame for a starting place in the 11 for me. And I have been very critical of Ben Rama in recent weeks.
No, you're right. I think he's shit. I don't think he's good enough. As simple as that. By all reports, his work rate in this game was fantastic and really put a shift in. Had a great game, not necessarily going forward, but defending, which is will please Moyes no end. But I think eventually we need to upgrade our left winger. But fair play to him.
No, I think. Well, listen, we all know where I've been on the Ben Rama situation for the last best part of 3 years now.
Yeah,
I don't think he's been good enough. I don't
championship
think
quality you once described.
He's that top of the championship, bottom of the Premier League kind of.
Yeah.
He floats.
So perfect for us last season then.
Yeah. I mean, but for me, the output for a guy that costs so much money, and I'm going to say it, there's other channels and social media bodies that absolutely tore Vlasic a new one, right? For costing us 28 million, 35 million. Actually only cost us 18. That was all we paid in the end. They complained about his output. Well, Benny cost us 28 million. And if you look at his stats, his goals to game ratio, his assists, his goal involvements, they're not good enough for someone that cost us that much money. Now, that being said, I always said that we needed to have Fornells on the left wing to babysit Cresswell because that's what Cresswell essentially needed. I've always, I've stood by that because Cresswell can't defend on his own. Emerson can. Now, you mentioned earlier, Budge, about Emerson being a key player now. He's almost, undroppable, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I thought when we signed him, he was going to be a less shit version of Arthur Masuaku.
Yeah.
That's where I was going to put him because he was a left wing back. He's not a left back.
I've actually openly said on screen before that he's everything that we wanted from Masuaku and more.
Yeah, he is. Now he can defend on his own. He's a natural. He was a wing back when we signed him. He now can play left back, but he also bombs on. He's got a great range of passing. If you look at the you look at the Mohamed Kudus goal yesterday. If you look at the celebration picture, the furthest player forward is actually Emerson. Emerson's actually closer to the goal.
Yeah, well,
Kudus
funny
will
you should
play.
say that because I was actually watching Charlie's watch along yesterday, as well as watching the game and flicking through other channels. I got 4 or 5 devices here. I multitask, I do. But there was somebody in Charlie's chat yesterday who said, when we signed Emerson, I didn't realise we'd signed a new centre forward.
Yeah.
Which it was a bit of a jokey comment. But at that point, you're right, Duke. He was right up top. He was the closest person to the goal, and and he was there on merit as well because he'd gone through the field, passing and returning the ball.
Well, this is what you go. If you look at Liverpool at their best, you've got Robertson and Arnold, right, left and right back, a part of the attack.
Yeah,
They're part of a massive part of their attack.
On the flip side, I think Arnold is one of Liverpool's biggest weaknesses when he plays right back. I really do.
He is. Absolutely, Joe. I've said it for years, mate. He's the worst right back I've seen, but as a right wing back, he's the best I've seen. Because his delivery is unbelievably brilliant.
Sufal.
Liverpool fans blame players like Gomez and whoever else that they use as a right-sided centre-back for being caught out of position all the time because they're dragged out to the right back side of the right back part of the pitch because Trent's gone for an absolute fucking wonder.
Yeah,
he's packed his bags and he's going on an adventure with Bilbo Baggins from Lord of the Rings, and they're left at the back going, well, where do you want me to be? I can't go cover right back and leave my man unmarked. Or what happens is Gomez goes over to right back. Trent comes over to cover Gomez. Robertson has to come in to cover Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Trent, Van Dijk. And then the left winger or their right winger, who Robertson's meant to be marking, goes, yeah, I'll have that. Thanks very much. Because everyone's shifted because Trent's gone on an adventure. So,
that's right.
That's why
I think that's the risk that Liverpool prepared to take, to score goals.
Midfield, Kieran, didn't they? They tried to move him.
They did, into the midfield.
Forward, and it didn't work because he had a midfielder. So, that's obviously their shit out of luck and they've got to figure out a way.
Yeah.
For me,
it's a risk and reward sort of strategy, when you're using your left and right back.
Targeting when we go there in November. No, it won't be, will it? It'll be Benny. It'll be Benny.
Yeah.
Again. And hopefully with Emerson there, it might actually do us a favour and stop him from bombing on.
Correct.
Because he's dangerous with his crosses and his delivery. So you don't want him at right back because you want to take advantage of it, but you don't want him further forward where he can punish you. It's that kind of grey area, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Got to work out. Someone's got to work out how to play it. And Heitinga and Moyes better get their heads together on that one. And that's if they play a full side.
I think they should just listen to us.
We know better.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's stupid. You
stick
say
Bowen in the middle, Sufal up on the right, Kudos out on the left.
I tell you what, mate. I said it earlier. On my review. For anyone who's ever played FIFA, right, and you play, and you have the green lines between players that says that their chemistry's there.
Yeah.
My brother one of my best mates and my brother put in the chat last night that they have zero chemistry. It shouldn't work. The pair of them should not work. Yet you saw last night they chased in packs. The left back and the Emerson and Benny and Kudus and Sufal, they hunted together.
Yeah.
When the ball was lost, Sufal was so far up.
And the closing down was so much more on point last night. Much more on point. And it was said in one of the chats also that we played better without Kurt Zuma inside last night. And
I do feel that, yeah.
There's merit in that. There's merit in that at all, of course. But I happen to think that Kurt Zuma is the perfect captain for us right now. Even though I've actually put other names forward, I actually think Kurt Zuma is the perfect captain for us. You know, I mean, he's name a competition, he's won it. You know.
You really say the same for Emerson at the minute. I think he's won every.
Yeah, but he's been used a lot less in them competitions than Kurt Zuma has. Kurt Zuma's played a much bigger role in.
He's won every UEFA tournament now.
Yes, he has. He's the only.
Champions League,
he's the only
Europa League, Conference, Nations, and Championship. Yeah. He's won every. It's the first
in my day, the manager never picked the captain. The dressing room picks the captain. That's what it should be, because you know that captain does more in the dressing room than he does on the pitch, and you know the leaders when you're in a team. You know who the leaders are, who can talk, who can actually motivate people, and you usually find that out in the dressing room. And I don't know who's the most talkative there. You know, you knew Noble was an easy one. I mean, he is a motivator and he is a captain. After that, I don't know in that West Ham team who's Kehrer seems to have that sort of vibe about him. But
and Alvarez as well.
To know, who is that man?
Yeah, Alvarez is very vocal as well.
He could be,
I've noticed last night, for example, there were points where we were playing really well, and he was still shouting at people, going, you need to be over there, and Alvarez was really took on a role last night, and I thought he was quality. Happy Amaret saying Emerson has surprised me so much. Chelsea's third choice. Wasn't up for it, to be fair, but he is absolutely brilliant. And I've been going on about Emerson from the moment we were linked with him. I've always liked him. My brother even said to me, "Oh yeah, good luck with him and all that." You know. What I mean?
Yeah, well, it is the impression I had of him, because I wasn't that impressed with him at Chelsea. And obviously, your brother's seen more, and he wasn't. But yeah, he has stepped out of his shell here, and he's playing well, man. Really good. Really
you see, the thing is, as a young lad, when I first started playing football, because I was one of the youngest in the team, and so I always used to get thrown out on the left back. That was my original position when I first started playing. So I kind of watch the left backs a lot these days, and I say these days, ever since, and I just always liked Emerson, and I always thought there was a lot more to him than we'd seen.
Well, we have seen it now.
Now that he's met up with his soulmate, as it is, in Paquetá, then look what happens. The chemistry has produced magic, really has, and the intricate little 1-2s that they do with each other and stuff. There's no planning, there's no forethought in it. It's all spontaneous, but it's like they expect it from each other. It's an absolutely brilliant. What's the word I'm looking for? Dynamic. It's a brilliant dynamic.
Unfortunately, it does work well, Budgie. Unfortunately, I don't want Paquetá out on that left. I want him in the middle.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It don't matter where it don't matter where Paquetá is on the pitch, mate. Him and Emerson find each other. They work off of each other, and they must be doing a hell of a lot of shit in training together, because it's like they walk onto the pitch together, they walk off the pitch together. If they're on the bench, they're on the bench together. Do you know what I mean? It's like them two are. It's honestly, it's like Bert and Ernie. They're the new Bert and Ernie. Do you know what I mean? They really are.
It's a lot better than that, mate. It's a lot better than that. But unfortunately, we're not going to see that this weekend, are we? We're going to see someone else.
I don't think it matters, Kieran, as long as I said to Budge when I first came on, I don't think it matters the personnel in the lineup or even the formation of the lineup, as long as we can play with the same high press intensity that we saw last night. The players, I agree. You take Paquetá out and you can put Fornals in that role. And as long as we still play with that same high press.
I just don't think he will, but because they're missing, because them two are missing, I don't think he will. I think he'll go back to what he knows. I really do.
Lee,
But-
that was Alvarez, by the way, the other player involved in that little thing.
And as well as Brentford don't want a bit of counter-attacking, so they might be sitting deeper. It might be. Arsenal are going to always want to play out the back. This is Arteta's thing, playing it out the back. So the press was the right thing to do, to try and put them under pressure. I'm not so sure.
Everyone plays out from the back. Even we try it, and we're not good enough to do that. Let's not fuck about. But
We're not.
every team, if you look at the way most teams, I'll say most teams, I'm not going to commit to all, but I saw it a few times with Everton on Sunday. I saw it a few times with Villa the previous week. Goal kicks set up with the two centre-backs inside the 18-yard box, the full-backs out wide, and they all try to play out. Now, the mistake Arsenal made last night was thinking that we weren't going to go in and close them down. How many times did Ramsdale have to launch? He launched so many last night because we put them under pressure. Even the left and right backs had to launch it forward, and we won the ball back. So, keep that up. Even on teams like Brentford, like you say, would rather not play out from the back, and will, as long as when they've got the ball, we put the pressure on them higher up the pitch. Stop waiting for them to walk into the boxes 5 yards inside their own half before we actually commit a player to them. Let's commit players higher up the pitch.
Yeah, but that is a sea change for Moyes, okay, to do that. And I just wonder whether he'll carry it on against Brentford. I hope he does. I'm hopeful.
He's going to have to. Because he can't keep playing. I said if he wants to keep his job, he's going to have to.
That's what I think.
We can't keep doing what we were doing. Einstein's definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. He did that. We lost 3 games on the trot. He changed it. We won one. There it is. There's got to be the mentality now. What I did before didn't work. I changed it. We got the result.
I've got to try what I tried this time again.
I've got to do it again.
I hope you're right, mate.
Charlie, that's very pessimistic of you, sir. He says, look, Brentford are going to beat us. It is what it is. We've got key players out. It happens. As long as the other players put in a good I know. That's very pessimistic of you, sir.
No, but I know what his sentiment is. If we put a performance in, like I say, the Villa loss wasn't a terrible loss because they're a bloody good side, but the performance was pathetic. If we need to put performances in, it'd be good performances. I can take a loss, but that's what I think CW is meaning there. Put a good performance in, and whatever the result is, it is. But if you go in there, play like we did against Villa, and play like we did against Everton, man, you're going to have the whole crowd on top of you, Mr. Moyes. It's crap, and it shouldn't take all the brunt for that because the players, have to put their hands up in them 2 games because they were shit. They were terrible all over the park. So they weren't against Arsenal. So that's great. Let's see some more of it.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Well, here's the view of a referee. Look.
I was about to say, hang on a minute. This is the referee speaking. I'm worried here.
Yeah, no, he says that Arsenal are complaining that the first goal
was a definitely foul. It was definitely foul. VAR, that gets chalked off. I'll tell you that now.
It does. Thomas Souček had both hands full of his top.
All over his, pulling him down like rugby tail. That gets chalked off with VAR.
It was
brilliant.
Great.
I was loving it. No VAR, great.
I love the fact that you're so impartial, sir.
Yeah, but he's saying there he thinks it's a foul on Souček. It should be a penalty. Are you taking the piss, Keith? Just clear that up for me. Because
he says, look, he's saying no bias. I say it as I say it.
But Keith, you're a referee, mate, and you always get it wrong.
I
was delighted there was no VAR, man, because I'm sure that would have been true.
He's also an ex-Met officer, so be careful what you say to him.
Well, I might have met him.
There you go. Look, CD gets it. He's my translator now. There you go. Full-time job.
Yeah, that's a first.
He can't even translate his own stuff, mate. I wouldn't rely on it.
Kettle.
All right, go on.
What was that?
Oh dear. Anyway, so yeah, he's got to go and have his morning coffee, hasn't he? You know what I mean?
Bless him.
Yeah, I know. Poor old bastard. He's about three months older than me, I think.
I think
Or
Keith's
younger.
just told me what he thinks. I think that was aimed at me.
What, that one? I think that's a collective fuck off.
You know what? I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
But so we've, listen, at the end of the day, last night, we proved that we're up for it, that we can step up when required. We can take a game that we're not expected to win, we're not expected to get anything out of. We can take that game, turn it on its head, come out of it with like all flags flying, and still don't get any fucking credit for it on social media or any other mainstream media. Well, it's all about how bad Arsenal were, not about how good we were.
Yeah, but again, Alan Smith last night was prime example of that. Arsenal.
Yeah, but Alan Smith's an Arsenal tosspot anyway.
Yeah, but to turn around and go Arsenal are not at the races. Listen, he made 7 changes from his first choice lineup from the weekend. He brought 5 of those on.
Exactly.
He wanted to win that game, Arteta.
Yeah.
2-0 down, he brings on Tomiyasu. Right on 2-0. He brings on Tomiyasu and he brings on Declan Rice. He then brings on Bukayo Saka and he brings on Gabriel Martinelli. And then he brings on Odegaard. Don't tell me he didn't take it easy, Charlie. Don't tell me he didn't want to win that. He wanted that.
Oh, God, yeah, he wanted to win that. Of course he did.
No way in the world he didn't.
Keith, and I do apologise, mate. I thought it was common knowledge, mate. Sorry. My apologies. I'm being told off, look. You're not hated, Keith. You're loved, mate. In fact, you're the only one that can give us...
No, he's hated. He's a referee, for Christ's sake.
You're the only one that can give us an objective view on referees' fuck-ups and stuff. So, you know, you are loved, bruv. Trust me.
I'll tell you, at the end of the day, right, you know, there's
Kieran don't like fucking
out there and the referee. He's got the hardest job of all to get it right. It ain't easy. So no. I've got a lot of respect for referees, except when I was playing. I had none. I hated them.
Well, I don't think any of us like referees when we're actually playing, unless they're blowing the whistle in your favour.
Yeah, they do. They've got the hardest job in the world, man.
Yeah, really. They have, mate. And to be fair, they ain't paid enough. Right? They're not looked after enough.
I don't know.
Well, maybe they are nowadays, but I'm talking about like other than Premier League.
Yeah, no.
Championship.
Professional referees aside, yeah. You don't,
I mean, like the guys that are out there every weekend, hail, snow, rain, shine, whatever the case may be, they're out there doing it for the love of the game, for all them like 10, 12, 15-year-old kids, 18-year-olds.
Yeah, bollocks to
them. Mate, no, listen, you got to tip your hat to them, mate. You know, you have to.
Yeah, like I say, I did it for 5 years, buds. Qualified. I refereed from under 14s to vets. I refereed 5-a-side games, and it's just. I mean, I was spat at. I was
really.
Yeah, oh yeah. I remember doing one of my assessor games, and I had a game where I think it was under 15s, and there was it was a naughty challenge. Left back, I think it was left winger on left back, shall I say? And the ball went forward. Right winger on left back. Left back played the ball through. The right winger came absolutely through him. I mean, I played on because the young lad was getting up. So I played on because the ball went forward and it looked like there was a goal scoring chance. By the time I look back at the player that was picking himself up off the floor, his dad and his mum are on the pitch, and the dad has got the other player by the scruff of his neck, by his shirt, screaming in his face about the foul he's just done on his son. So I've gone, bearing in mind, I'm being assessed at this point, and I'm like, oh, fuck, like. So I've gone storming over, I've stopped the game, I've pulled the kids to the other side, all the kids to the other side of the pitch, and I've stood there on the touchline, and I remember it vividly. I stood there, and I told the two parents to go sit in the car, get away from the pitch. You're not even standing there anymore. I told the parents on the other side that while the kids are on the inside of those white lines, they're my responsibility. They're nothing. You have no say in what goes on the inside of these white lines. You stay that side. You do not encroach. I don't want to hear any of you moaning about challenges. What I say goes. You stay that side of those sides of the lines. They're under my control while they're on this pitch. My assessor came up to me after the game. He went, I know people have been refereeing for years that wouldn't have had the bollocks to turn around and take control of that situation like you just did, the way you pulled the kids away. You sent the two parents off to the car so they couldn't even stand at the side of the pitch. He went, that took a lot of bollocks, and you showed a lot of experience for someone who's only in their second assessor game to be able to do what you did. Referees don't get the respect. They don't. Like I say, I've been spat at. I've had people square up to me. To be fair, I enjoyed it because I was still involved in football when I stopped playing. But it's a thankless task. It's a thankless task, especially when, like you say, there's not a lot of money involved.
Yeah. I mean, I remember one time I had a go at a referee. I went in for a tackle, and he thought I'd gone in a bit hard, and so on. He blew and booked me, and so on and so forth. And I was having a row with him, and I said something to him to the nature of, "You fucking don't want to see me in a pub or in a dark alley." And he went, "I'll see you in the fucking car park afterwards, you big mouth little prick." I was like, "What? That's from a ref."
Yep.
And he, true to his word, he was stood by my car waiting for me. I mean, we didn't actually have a fight.
Did he give you a red card?
No. Because of the way he went off on me, he couldn't give me a card.
Yeah, but I give the referee. It's not right, but I give him his due for standing his ground.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Right, chaps, I had a lot more respect for him and other referees afterwards.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Listen, I've got to shoot because I've got to go lock up the pub now. The staff are finished, so I'm going to have to shoot away.
Mate. No problem.
It's been a pleasure to be on chatting with you.
Thank you for popping in.
Thank you for inviting me.
No, mate, it's a pleasure. Thank you for popping in. Always a pleasure to chat with you, Duke. Thank you for coming in. And don't forget, everybody, Forge from Iron and Forge from Iron Extra Time channels. Go and subscribe to both of those, and you'll see that gorgeous face, and that, of course, of Andy Miles. And you won't see Steve 50 because he don't turn his camera on.
He's just a mess. That's all he is. It's been my pleasure. Thanks for that, Budge. I enjoyed meeting up with you guys and having a chat. So I will. I'll see you all very soon.
And I will see you in the pub very soon.
I look forward to it, Kieran. Good to see you, my man. You take care.
Oh, good, mate. All the best.
See you later. Right. Take care, buddy. And then there was two. I don't intend to be on for too much longer, mate, but I do appreciate you coming in as well.
I woke up late. I had to go and do something this morning. I didn't realise you were doing it.
No, it was.
I was out and about.
You know me, Kieran. I'll turn up at your door at 4 o'clock in the morning and say, "Are you ready to go yet?"
Not good, that is.
And we're not working tonight. I know, yeah. You coming to work yet, or whatever? You know what I mean? No, you know me, spontaneous. No, this was just a spontaneous little thing. I didn't expect you to actually come in, but I'm glad you did. Thank you for joining me. I much appreciate it. And everybody in the chat loves to see you as well, don't they? You know. Yeah, it ain't Bert and Ernie without both.
You're getting to your midnight stage there, aren't you, guys?
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd do a little random thing, you know, just
Yeah. Anyway, I suppose
turn up.
we had a good win. It was a bit of something positive this week, didn't it? Instead of all the negative shit. So it was good. It was good. Moyes does it again. He wins a game and saves his ass for another 5 games. So let's hope it continues.
Yeah. Keith saying, did 20 years in the Met, so refereeing was easy. Skinhead, no teeth, never got threatened ever. Laughing. To be honest, I played a fair game. I don't doubt it. 99% of referees play a fair game. I would say 75% of referees let a game flow. And I would say there's probably, maybe not 99% on the original, maybe 90%. But there's always that small percentage of referees that just don't like somebody on the pitch.
The reality of refereeing is, mate, you're dealing with a load of players who are trying to cheat every 2 minutes. So, what referees are the problem? They're not really, is it? Stop fucking cheating, everyone, and then maybe we'll get better referees. There you go. But that attitude won't change, because as soon as a new rule comes out in the Premier League, they find a way to get around it. You know,
every frigging time. Yeah.
No, but if you've done 20 years in the Met, I'd imagine refereeing would be very simple compared to that. You know, imagine the donuts he's had to deal with over them 20 years. I mean, idiots. God. I mean, you see these TV programs that the coppers, you know, were waiting for all the knobheads to come out in the pub. Can you imagine idiots, which would have been me back then as well.
Yeah, me too.
I did get thrown in back of a wagon once by a copper outside a pub. They handcuffed me and threw me in. I was being cheeky. But there you go. But yeah, that
wasn't the away game where you were throwing stuff at the fan then.
Yeah, no. It's a mate.
There was more than once then.
Church. And one mate threw a bottle at the van, the police van, and they all come storming out trying to get him. And they run inside, chased him inside the pub because we were standing outside on a summer's night. They chased him inside, and I was mouthing off, just being a smart off. And next thing, I was to turn my back. This copper booted me in the back. I went head first on the floor, and he handcuffed me. And he just said, "You'll do," and then threw me head first into the bed. So he done me for what my mate did, throwing the bottle. There you
go. Oh man! I bet you never grasped him up though, either, did you?
No. I got a conditional discharge. I mean,
yeah.
For that,
so you wouldn't be my mate if I didn't think that you would keep it stunned. You know what I mean?
No, I did. You know, it's funny when you go in there and get booked and that, and talk to the copper. We went to the same school. He was all right.
Yeah.
And I just had a good chat about my school, some Bonaventures, and then he still nicked me though. Fucking prick.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, funny thing was, the first time I ever got nicked at football, I'm going back 83, 82, first time I ever got nicked, and that was just for being drunk and disorderly. I mean, there weren't any violence or anything stupid like that. It was just being drunk and disorderly, and I got nicked. And the copper that nicked me, he's like, "Yeah, what's your name?" So I told him my name. He went, "Tree living." I went, "Yeah." He went, "Didn't I chat with you last week at Chelsea?" I went, "No." He went, "You got a brother?" I said, "I got two." He said, "What are their names?" I said, "I ain't telling you. I ain't got to tell you nothing." He goes, "No, seriously. Have you got a brother that goes to Chelsea?" And I went, "Yeah, that'd be Kevin." He went, "That's it. Yeah, they got a funny nickname for him. Syrup or something, innit?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, Treacle." And he was like, "Yeah, that's it, Treacle, yeah." He said, "Yeah, I was chatting with him last week." I said,
"Really? Good.
Yeah, really?" He's like, I said, "You must have taken his name to remember it, and for it to register now." He's like, "Oh, yeah." He said, "We took about 180 names at that point." I was like, "Oh,
that's a hell of a coincidence."
Yeah, But yeah, this copper, he was actually, because they used to have actually in the Met, I think I'm right in believing that they actually had a unit dedicated to policing sporting events, especially football, especially around the times of, you know, all these football violence and stuff that was going on.
Yeah, especially
I think they
when
actually had
Thatcher.
a specific unit that did that.
Yeah, that's when Thatcher come in. I think she organised that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, but yeah. So, but yeah, that was quite something. You know, a copper. But then I've had that here as well. You know, what's your name? Clive Treliving. They go, I know that name. Have you got a daughter called Sean, or you know, have you got a brother called Kevin, or whatever? You know, yeah. It's quite an unusual name, so I suppose it's easily remembered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, look. Anyway, listen. Talking about all that old crap. There we go. Look, I knew Keith would come up with it. The Football Intelligence Unit, FUI. He was part of that for a while. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. See, now, from what I understand was, now tell me if I'm right or wrong here, Keith. From what I understand was that there was a vetting process where, let's say that anybody that was a bit of a pussy wouldn't get in. You had to be able to stand up yourself and have a bit about you. Am I right in believing that? Because from what I remember, all of the officers that I remember being in part of that unit were fucking lumps, mate. And you just wouldn't have it with them. Do you know what I mean? Especially the ones that we met, anyway. But yeah, that was it. The Football Intelligence Unit. Absolutely love the show and the chat. Be safe and be lucky. All good night. Come on, you irons. Lee, thank you so much, mate. I'll chat to you again soon on Facebook. Have a good night.
See you later, brother.
Thank you for joining us. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are going to wrap it up. It's just over an hour and a half now. And I'm gagging for a drink. And now I have to go downstairs to get that. So, I will... look, there's his answer. Hang on quickly. We had to be horrible cunts, yes.
Yeah, well, there's my point there. Keith, you fucking had to be. You know what I mean? You were dealing with horrible cunts, right? You were dealing with a lot of horrible fuckers, I tell you. I know them. I know most of them. But so you had to be. But at least it was a time where everyone knew where they stood. Coppers ain't allowed to say boo to a goose now, and it's fucked it. That's just a bad idea, what's happening now. Yeah. Not get, talking to people, yes, sir, no, fuck off. Let a copper be a copper. Let him be what he needs to be.
There is very little policing going on now in this country. I would imagine in other countries, but I don't live anywhere else. So, but there's very little policing.
To you on your terms as well, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays though, policing is done with CCTV cameras.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and recordings of such. It's not done by walking around the streets, knocking on doors, and having a chat with a group of lads. Did you happen to see anything? And
I don't know if Keith will agree with me, but their hands are tied behind their backs. The coppers, they really are. It's bullshit now. They're not allowed to do anything.
No, they're not. They're not. And even to the point where, like for example, if they go to if they've been called out to go to a house, let's say for argument's sake, the social services are going to go and take a kid away from the parents that are abusing it or something, and the police are asked to escort them there, right? They're not actually allowed to enter the house unless the householder invites them in under them circumstances. And they wait outside. I know this for a fact because I've actually seen it with my own eyes. Whereas 10, 15 years ago, they'd have been the first ones through the door. I think policing has been, they've been handcuffed themselves a bit now. Lifelong ammo, I knew whose side I was on. Good to see that, Keith. Good to see that. Got some great stories for you guys. Brilliant. Well, Keith, I really do want to chat to you on camera if you're up for that. I mean, you've got my details. You've got me on Facebook. Private message me. I'll get you on. We'll have some of your stories. And also, I want to know about you as a West Ham fan. you know, and I'm sure other people will want to know. We've got some questions about refereeing. My God, we could have a 24-hour stream going on.
Yeah, we can do shitloads of that, can't we?
We'll have a marathon.
He might have banged up a couple of my mates.
Yeah, you never know. Might have bashed up a couple and all. Nice show, chaps. Listening while driving around Bangkok bumper to bumper. Bless you, Darren.
Yeah, Darren.
Lovely to see you in the chat, mate. Thanks for popping in.
The traffic hasn't changed in Bangkok then. It's still mental.
Yeah. Job's fucked totally. Glad I'm long retired. Well, Keith, mate, we are as well, actually. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Come on the chat. Brilliant. Okay, mate. Well, look, over the next day or two, give me a shout. Give me an idea of what your availability is. I'll give you an idea of what mine is. We'll get together. We'll have you on. We'll do the in-crowd plus. We'll do the in-crowd plus. We'll do the in-crowd. We'll find out about you.
I'd like to have a chat with TV. See,
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what we'll do then, Kieran.
See if we get him off.
I'll do a live one with him.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is I'll do the in-crowd bit, find out a little bit about him as a hammer, and then get you in, and we'll do the
afterwards.
the plus bit. Yeah. We'll have a chat.
Sweet.
You're up for that? I'm sure Keith's up for that. That'd be great. Excellent. Thank you so much for coming in, Keith, and Darren and Lee and Hammerette and Missy came in, and Charlie Walsh and who else? Loads of people have been in. Thank you all so much for coming in. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, Kieran, as always, mate. I will see you real soon, and it's nice to be invited rather than having to break the front door down. It's the only time I'll invite a policeman into my bedroom, mate. Don't you worry. And that's where I'm operating from, is my bedroom. So anyway, guys, girls, thank you very much. I will find a little video to play us out with, so bear with me while I'm doing that. In fact, I'm going to play two. Right, so here we go. I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Come on, you irons. See you soon.
All the best.